Hello, everyone. Hello, how's everybody tonight? Tonight is Wednesday night for the live stream, and I'm really excited to be here tonight because we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, which is your intuition. And my little dog Corey is running around here. I think he wants to get in on this live stream, so unfortunately I'm going to take him in. So don't get distracted by him. He's adorable, but he for some reason wants to be part of this. I think he likes the subject. So tonight we're going to talk about intuition. And you know, intuition is not woo-woo anymore. It's not considered woo-woo. It's actually something that's being taught to executives, to CEOs, to attorneys. It's being taught to people in business because they want to tap in to their intuition to get the answer so that they can make decisions that are the best decisions for them. So we're going to talk about that tonight. So thanks for being here. I want to give a shout out for people that are here live. If you would put your name into the news feed and where you're from, that would be great. And also, I'm going to ask some questions. I'd like this to be a dialogue, and I'm here to do coaching as well. So if you have any questions or any situations that you want to talk about with intuition, you can put that in the comment section. Now, if you're here on the replay, thank you for being here on the replay. I really appreciate that because I value you. And, you know, I know that there's a lot of different live streams out there, plus YouTube, and for you to choose being here, I want to thank you for that. So if you would put your name and where you're from as well in the comments below, that would be really great. And I do check the news feed for at least 2 weeks after I do the post. So I'll answer questions and I'll comment because, again, you know, I find I really appreciate this, and I would like to, you know, say thank you to you and answer any questions. So let's talk about intuition. Before I get started, let me tell you who I am if this is the first time that you are tuning in. My name is Joanne Lysiak, and I am a mindset and life transformation coach who happens to use their intuition when I work with my clients. So my intuition comes in really handy when I'm working with my clients in coaching. And I teach them as well to use their intuition. I teach my coaches who are in my life coach certification program to tap into their intuition so they can best serve their clients. So what I do is I help entrepreneurs. I love working with entrepreneurs. I tend to work with coaches, wellness practitioners, energy workers in particular. But I love to work with you to help you activate your personal power, where your intuition is, and the power that helps you make the right decisions based on your intuition. Also help you ignite your passion so that you can create your desires in health, wealth, love, and spirituality. And the other thing is to help you live your fullest potential so that you can be extremely happy. So that's what I do. And tonight we're going to talk about intuition because it is such an important subject and it's such an important topic, but it's also so important to you to connect with your intuition. So we're going to talk about how to connect. So what I'd like to do is find how you are connecting. Are you intuitive? Are you tapping into your intuition? Where are you with your intuition? Is this something new to you? Is this something that you would like more help with in how to tap in? Because we're going to talk a little bit about that as well, but maybe I can answer some specific questions for you. So feel free to put that in down below as well. So let's talk about intuition. You know, I've always listened to my inner voice. I've also always listened to my guidance system, you know, which is in your solar plex area. And I've always listened to what we call gut, you know, to your gut feelings. And I always assumed that everybody else did the same thing because I would kind of talk in my head. I wouldn't talk out loud, but I would talk in my head to my higher power. And I would have conversations and I would be told what to do or where to go or what to say or choices to make my whole life. And I thought everybody else did that until I found out that they didn't. But I was a closet intuitive person. In other words, I really didn't tell people that I was doing that. I didn't necessarily announce it when I found out that everybody wasn't doing it because I kind of felt that people thought that was a little weird at the time. And so I just kept it to myself, but I continued to be intuitive. Now, am I 100% always listening to my intuition? No, there are times when I don't, and my ego kicks in, because we all have our ego, which is a good thing. But you're tempted to listen to the ego, and sometimes you go with the ego versus your intuition. But what I found is when I listen to my ego, I'm always in the wrong direction. And I tried to second guess myself or override it and just like, well, I'd rather do this. Just recently, on Sunday, I had a situation where I had two choices on what I would do on Sunday. It was a beautiful day here. I mean, stellar weather, perfect for the beach. And I love going to the beach. I haven't really done it yet this season so far. So I really wanted to go to the beach. I wanted to grab my book. I wanted to lay in the sand and just soak it all in. The other choice was to go to an event. It was a show, to go to the event. So intuitively, I was told to go to the show. But my ego wanted to go to the beach and was telling me to go to the beach. So I had this little inner pull going on in my head. And I got the hit that you can always go to the beach, but there's only one time that you'll be able to see these people at this time and space. Go there. So I did. I followed my intuition. I went there. When I went there, from the get-go, everything was just falling into place for me. I met people there that I haven't seen in a couple of years. I met new people there. I walked into different workshops that gave me the answers of things I was looking for, that I put out into the universe to find this information. So I got that. I ran into somebody that I haven't seen in a couple of years who filled me in on what she was doing in her business and gave me such great inspiration and ideas of where to go and what to do for my business ventures. So that was amazing. Then I ran into someone that I haven't seen in a few years, and she told me all about this event she was doing. So I was asking her questions about it, and I told her I saw it and it sounded really interesting, but there was a conflict with some other things going on, other events. And so she says to me, well, I'm going to give you a free ticket. So she literally gave me a free ticket to the event. And this was like a $300 event. So I got comped on a ticket. This was all because I listened to my intuition. I also listened to my intuition the other day, and I followed my intuition, and I had an appointment, and I couldn't follow through. I went there to tell them that I it wasn't right for me for that day. Now, they didn't necessarily like what I was saying, but I said to them, no, I'm sorry. It's a feeling I have, and I have to honor my feeling. So I rescheduled the appointment, and that was for my better as well, for my best, for my highest good. So I follow my intuition. I follow my intuition when I want to find out what I'm going to eat for dinner, what I'm going to order on the menu if I'm out to a party or to a restaurant. I follow my intuition that way. You can follow your intuition with everything. If you are in business, this is what you want to do, is you want to tap into your intuition so that you can make the best choices for you. Best choices on maybe who to work with, clients, when to call people, who to call, who's the best person that you can follow up with for the day, who to hire, who you want to hire as a coach. There's so many different ways that you can tap into your intuition to get the answers, because your intuition is always right for you, as long as you're listening to your intuition and not your ego, because it can be tricky to maybe think you're listening to your intuition, but you're listening to your ego. So you have to kind of know the difference. You have to be that tuned in and tapped into yourself to know. But you basically will get answers to anything. I use my intuition for everything. I've used it in the past to hire people. When I worked for corporate America, I would use my gut instinct to tell me who to hire. I did the same thing with my first business when I was hiring staff, when I was hiring sales reps. I used my intuition. Again, not always, because I would get got caught in the trap of listening to my ego because it sounded like, oh, I really want to do this instead. So I would overwrite it. And it didn't work out for me when I did that. So I have learned now to trust because it didn't work out for me. So I'm always tapping in. And when I have that little voice, my ego popping up, sitting on my shoulder and telling me, no, don't do that, do this, I discern. I'm like, that is my ego, and I'm not going with it. So if you would share with me some stories of when you listened to your intuition and it turned out so well for you. Or maybe a time when you didn't use your intuition and listen to your intuition and it didn't give you the outcome that was best for you. So if you would, put it in below. And again, if you have any questions about intuition, please put the questions in. So let's talk about how you can tap into your intuition in case you're new. And if you would, put in there, if you're new to tapping into your intuition, put that in there with any questions on how I can help you. So what I would recommend you do, because I teach this in my mindfulness class, I teach this in my life coach certification, I teach this in my essential formula for manifesting mastery. I teach people how to be intuitive because, again, all your answers are in your intuition, are with your intuition. So you're going to want to learn how to tap in. So let me share one way that you can tap into your intuition. Well, I'll share a couple actually. The first is you want to be in a quiet place. You want to be away from distractions. So who's here tonight? Hi, who's here tonight? If you would, we're talking about intuition. If you would, Andrew, hi, good to see you here. If you would put in where you're from and any questions you have about intuition. So what I start out with my clients when I'm empowering them to tap into their intuition is to first get into a quiet place. You want to be in a quiet place so that you are free of distractions. So free of people, of TV, of noises, of radio, of conversations other people will have. Down the road, when you get really tapped into your intuition, you'll be able to be in a coffee shop and be able to tap into your intuition and hear the voice and hear the whisper. But when you're first starting out, it's really important for you to be in a quiet place where you're free from distractions. Yes, instinct. Well, instinct is different. Instinct is what we call, the animals have instinct, but intuition is when you're really tapping into your higher power. You're tapping into the universe. You're tapping into the consciousness that you can get your answers from. So instinct is different. There's a fine line between it. And I kind of don't want to mix the words together, because instinct we use a lot with animals. Animals have an instinct. They know what to do. And they are very tapped in as well. But let's use the word intuition for this conversation so that we're all on the same page. So with your intuition, you want to be in a quiet place first. Go in nature. Nature is the perfect environment. Why? Because you're in present time. You need to be in present time. You've got to be away from the distractions, not thinking of the past, not thinking of the future. You're in the moment, and nature is the best place. So when you're in nature, you can tune out. Don't bring your cell phone with you. Just be present with nature. Listen to the birds. Listen to the hums of the bees. Listen to the wind rustling through the trees. See the trees, see the birds. This is present time. You're going to be able to tap in to your intuition there. So again, get rid of distractions. The other thing that you do is be quiet, be silent. Just be present with yourself and be aware of your body sensations. What are you picking up? What are you hearing? What are you feeling? Because this is how you're going to be guided by your intuition. It's all of that. So just get really quiet. You can do a meditation. You can do some deep breathing so that you can settle in and tap into your body. And when you do that, you are in present time. You can ask a question and you'll get an answer. Another way, so the second way you can do this is you can journal. You can get yourself a white piece of paper, a blue ink pen, or you can get a notebook, a tablet, a journal, and start writing. Just start writing whatever comes to you. Journal how you feel. Journal what you see. Ask a question and see what comes up and write it down. So those are two ways that you can start to tap in, is go in nature, be quiet, do some deep breathing, do a very short meditation, and you'll tap in and ask questions, be free of distractions. And the second also is be free of distractions, to be in present time and start journaling, writing things down. What's coming up? Write that down. And you'll be surprised that when you go back to read it, you may not remember saying that. You may say, that doesn't even sound like me. Where did that come from? That's your intuition. So those are two ways that you can tap into your intuition. But what I'm going to recommend is that you keep doing it, that you keep being in present time, that you keep journaling, that you keep meditating, that you keep doing deep breathing, that you keep asking questions and getting answers. It may take you maybe 5-6 attempts to get tapped in. The other thing is listen to the quietness, the whisper of the answer. It's not going to be this blaring answer. It's going to be this feeling that you have. It's going to be this whisper within your body. So you've got to be aware of what you're feeling, hearing, sensing, so that you know what's your intuition. And again, it'll take time to get there, but it is so worth it. So I'm going to also invite you to something that will help you get more intuitive. You've got to release the false beliefs, the patterns, the programs, the negative emotions that are stopping you, because these programs are stopping you from being really intuitive. So what I do as a coach is I work with my clients to help them release what's holding them back, the false beliefs, the I can't do that, I don't know how to do it, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, I can't tap in, I don't hear it, I'm not gifted, I'm not talented. These are the false beliefs that once you release them, you're able to become intuitive, you're able to get your answers, you're able to go forward in your life and get different outcomes and results. Now, I did this last week and had great results for the people there, so I'm doing it again next week. I will put a link in there, but I'm doing a special coaching session. It's 60 minutes, and then I'm allowing some time for questions afterwards. And I'm working with people in a group environment, and we're going to release blocks, release limiting beliefs, release programs and patterns that are stopping you from moving forward, that are stopping you from living your fullest potential and tapping into your intuition. So we are going to have a great coaching session like we did last week, had great results, had great breakthroughs for people, and they really transformed their thinking, their beliefs, their feelings in that time period, and they shifted. So we're going to do it again. So I'm inviting you to this. It's a special price. It's only a fraction of what I normally charge in a group environment. So it's a special price for $29. I'm doing it for the month of August. And so next week, I'm going to be doing it on Thursday. So be on the lookout for the link and you can get into there. And again, this is going to help you tap into your intuition. So I want to thank you for being here tonight. I want to thank you for being part of the live stream. And again, put in some questions for me because I'd love to answer you. So I'm going to encourage you to tap into your intuition. Try those techniques, get in nature, do some meditation, do some breathing, listen to the voice, eliminate distractions. And the second one is to journal and see what comes up. Ask the question and you will get your answer because you always get your answer. So thanks for being here, everybody. And I would love to see you in the special coaching event next week, because I would love to work with you to help you eliminate what's holding you back so that you can live your fullest potential and be totally tapped into the personal power that you have within. So again, thanks for being here. Have a great night, and I will see you on my next live feed. Bye, everybody.